My office is WTC 268. My name is Chuck Conkle. Be with you the next 15 weeks. Here is my email. And again, the live chat, if I'm available, it'll tell you I'm available. If not, it'll say I'm not available. Best way to communicate with me, though, throughout the semester is going to be via email. So the structure of the course, as you can see here, it's week by week. The screenshot of each week is the chapter that we'll be covering. So week 1 is just getting started, getting programs installed, getting set up, getting your bearings as far as the course layout. And then the rest of the weeks, generally, you're going to have a programming assignment, a discussion each week. You can work ahead. You'll also generally have a quiz that can be taken up to 3 times, best score out of 3. And then finally, at the end, you'll have a final exam to finish out the semester. Over here is solutions. In the solutions area, I've actually left these here from last semester. I'm going to keep them in there as well. Basically, what the solution is just what it sounds like. It's solutions to each week's assignment to double check your work as you're working on your program assignment. So there's no question in your mind, does my program look correct? Even though I do grade each program individually, this is going to help you with these solutions being in here, getting started. So moving back to the home page here, I want to go over, let me switch this to student view so you guys will see exactly what students like yourself are going to see. There you go. It looks a little bit different over here. So this is what your view should look like when you log into the course. This is going to have any recent feedback from me on grades, questions I might have of you. This here is a fairly new feature called View Course Stream. What this does is it basically gives a stream of everything in the course, from announcements, which I've already posted one on getting started, modules. This would be the modules available from week 1 on. Syllabus. The syllabus module will give you, once it loads here, a snapshot of when assignments are due. A lot of students like this module here, this syllabus, because there's no question on when items are due. You can see starting August 24th, you have About Me, assignment, and a discussion due. I believe almost all assignments are going to be due Sunday at 11:59. And as you can see, most weeks you do have an assignment, a quiz, and a discussion. The exception to that would be the final week, where you just have a cumulative online final exam on chapters 1 through 12. So home is going to be where you're going to mainly start at, though, when you log in. And let's go ahead and start with week 1 start here. The way Eagle works is every week you're going to have this task slide that'll tell you what you're going to be going over that week. This week it looks like a lot, but it's really just getting started, so don't be overwhelmed by that. This podcast here is actually from last semester. I'm going to go ahead and leave it up there because there is some good material I might not cover in this podcast to get you started. And so I'll just leave it up there. If there's any date related items in this podcast, just disregard the dates. This link here is a RBC Eagle Canvas tutorial. It is optional. It's the same link on the home page, on the home link. Getting around the course, I do recommend reading that. That's going to help you get started and get around the course. I'll go ahead and click on that. Basically, it says here that The course is designed using modules each week. A module basically is a representation of multiple pages, and each page must be completed before continuing to the next page. Now, Eagle can be used to where I can lock down students to where you have to complete each page before you go to the next page. An example would be you have to complete a discussion before you can go to an assignment. I turned off that feature about halfway through last semester because I thought it was annoying and it really defeated the purpose of students being able to see and look ahead. And so that feature is turned off. But that's the basic structure of a module, and it's good to keep that. You want to work as best as you can in succession as pages come on. Finish those pages, go to before you go to the next page, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I go through week 1 here in a second. A new module example like next week's module cannot be started until all assignments are completed for current week's modules. Again, I don't force you to do that, but I still recommend it. You've completed a week's module when you reach the "You have completed this week's module" page. Main pages of the course are home, which are the main pages of the course, along with links to all the other modules. Announcements, weekly announcements. I'll try to post an announcement each Monday. Most of the time, it's just going to be what's coming up. Sometimes I'll post a new podcast, like I'm doing now. And then modules shows you all the modules. Syllabus shows you all assignment. Grades lets you access your grades. So that's getting around the course. And then the getting started, which is a PDF file. This one's probably the one you're going to probably do first. I recommend doing first anyway, is installing Visual Studio, which is the program we'll be using this semester to do your assignments. Visual Studio 2010, install it and pick up the textbook and USB drive from the RBC bookstore. If they do not have the USB drives, possibly it's not a big deal that you have that. But if they do have, go ahead and pick one up. You can pick up USB drives though at Walmart as well. It might be a little bit cheaper. You want to download and install Visual Studio 2010 Express software. You want to install it on your PC. There is an attachment that we'll look at in a second called Visual Basic 2010 Install. Here is the title of the book along with the ISBN, flash drive, whatever color you want. Upon accessing the course, read the Getting Started, which is what this is right here. There's no required orientation for the course. However, if you're new to RVC, I do recommend visiting the Eagle support page and doing some tutorials on RVC Eagle. After you've completed the above steps in week 1, go ahead and email me. In the subject, basically, you'll just put CIS180 startup complete. In the body, your full name and cell and or home number in case I need to get a hold of you throughout the semester. I'll go ahead and exit out of that. Here is the attachment file I was talking about on Visual Studio 2010. And basically, it's fairly basic. I've tried to trim it down to be a little easier for you to install. You do need to obtain a copy of Visual Basic 2010 Express. It is free. It doesn't cost anything for students. And you're going to install it on your home computer. Microsoft does make this software free for students to use and within the US. You're not allowed to sell your applications that you make, but you're more than welcome to learn how to create applications. CIS180 students can complete all your assignments by using Visual Basic Express Edition. There are other editions like Professional that cost thousands of dollars, but you don't need that to complete the course. If you were to get a job in the future as a programmer, though, they would provide that for you. You can download the Visual Basic Express Edition for free. This link here, if you click on it, will take you directly to the site, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like, so there's no question. As soon as you come to this, it'll bring you to this page. You want to click on the Visual Basic 2010 Express and then Install Now. When you click Install Now, it's going to download it to your computer and go through the install process. Pretty basic. Let's go back to my main slide. The instructions on the site do explain how to obtain a product key if need be, and the hyperlinks also make it easy to install it. So the install, most students tell me, takes about 15-20 minutes to install. So it's hopefully not too difficult for you. So once you've installed 2010 Express, you'll go on to the course success, read that. This basically will be helpful to you on what to do each week to help you succeed in the course. Basically, just read and do the chapter reading and examples before attempting quizzes, discussion, or any programming assignment. Watch a podcast. The podcasts that are included this semester will be podcasts I've created in prior semesters, but it's the same program assignment, and so it should help you. If there are any date related items in the podcast, just disregard those. And generally, in the podcast, I show you how to get started with the program, the code used to create the program, all the way to sending that program to me each week in Eagle. So watch a podcast after step one, because I usually give you an overview of the content of the podcast along with the working example, as I mentioned. Number three, make sure you carve out at least 5 to 6 hours a week to complete your programming assignment. If you get stuck, here's what I want you to do. Read the section of the chapter which covers the area you're having issues with, and preview the podcast again. The nice thing about a podcast is you can stop it and do whatever in your program, come back and play it. You can forward fast, you can reverse it. Secondly, take a short break if you need to. And this is a big one. If you do get frustrated or you get stuck on something, even though you have the podcast to fall back on, you're reading, the finished example, there's still going to be times possibly you'll be frustrated. Just take a break and then start back again coding your application after a short break. Fourthly, after you've done steps 1, 2, and 3, and you're still needing help, that's fine. You can ask me for help only after you've exhausted A, B, and C here. If you still need help, this is what I want you to do. Compress your project folder, which you'll learn how to do in week 1 and week 2. Send me an email with that project folder attached. Type in the body the issue you're having, and I will reply ASAP. I generally will reply with an example or telling you exactly what it is in the program that you need to do to fix whatever it is you're having problems with. So that's course success. 100% of the students that follow the course success succeed in the course, which makes sense. And so I've had students over the years that have had zero programming experience. In fact, the majority of the students that take this course have zero programming experience coming in and do just fine. iTunes U is a source site I use from Apple to post podcasts along with YouTube. So when you click on this link, it's going to walk you through the steps of installing iTunes if you don't have it on your computer already, and subscribing to the podcast. There will be old podcasts out there right now, but that's fine. Go ahead and subscribe. And while you're in iTunes U, I do recommend looking at other podcasts that will be helpful to you in your other courses. Read Chapter 1. Download data files by clicking on this link. When you click on this link, it'll bring you to a Dropbox folder. Just click the download button. Repackage and sending program assignments. You'll be doing that each week. So here's the steps of how to do that. And then upcoming pages, we'll look at here is about me, discussion, and assignment. So let's go ahead and go to the next about me real quick. So the about me is just for everybody to get to know each other, including myself, get to know you a little bit. So you'll basically just answer the following questions: name you go by, favorite food, movie, hobbies, why you're taking the class. Pretty basic. And I do ask you to go ahead and read all the about me's and reply to at least 2 or more students' post. Next is a discussion. You'll answer the questions below. Please read and reply to others' posts to get to know each other and learn from each other as well. Did you have issues downloading and installing Visual Basic 2010? On a scale from 1, very easy, 5 hard, what would you rate installing and creating the first Windows Hello program? So, here's the assignment. You're basically going to package and send it by reading this, program solution, download, run, and see code. So I'll go ahead and click on this podcast just to show you what the week 1 podcast is. It's going to be on creating a Hello program, which every program class is going to do. One of the things I recommend on this YouTube video, if you notice it's kind of granulated, one of the things you can do is in YouTube, on the bottom right corner here, Basic 2010 Express. In the bottom right corner here, you can click on the gear and change it to a higher resolution. Is what you can do. Let me get this one down to where I want it here. Let's start playing it. Basic 2010 Express. And this one looks like it is set to 720. I'm going to bump it up to 1080p, which will make it look downloads really nice. Successfully, it'll be a file name vb_web.exe. So this is telling you exactly how to install it from the website. The website, Microsoft changes all the time, so don't pay attention if the website looks different than what the video shows you here, but the process is going to be the same. I'm going to forward fast here till you get to the actual program assignment, which I'll show you how to do. So here we go. Let's get to the actual meat of it here. And talk about where it saves all the files to. So you'll be creating a program assignment, and I'll show you again from start all the way till how to package that, how to compress it, and how to send it to me after the program assignment's done. So it's like a 20-minute video, shows you everything from beginning to end, how to complete your program. So that's program assignment 1. And for every assignment, program assignment, there's going to be resources for how to show you how to package and send it, and also the solutions area that has all the solutions for you that you can double check to make sure your code looks good. Then that's the end of week 1 module. Tells you you've completed, and you can then go home, or you can go next to go on to week 2. I'll go ahead and go home, and now you completed week 1. Generally, the way I grade is everything's due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. I will generally have most assignments and everything graded by Tuesday of that week, the following Sunday. And so as soon as you get through with week 1, you can go start right on week 2. Week 2 is a little different because you hopefully have everything already installed, ready to go. So it's going to be a lot shorter, as you can see in the task. You're just going to read chapter 1, do any examples that might be in there. You have a chapter 1 quiz, 3 attempts on time max score. I do recommend on the chapter quizzes to make sure that you have a good internet connection. It is open book, so you can use your text as you're taking the quiz. There's a discussion and a programming assignment, and then a podcast that you should watch before doing anything else to kind of get you started with the assignment for the week. And on these PDFs here that are the actual chapter content, for the most part in most browsers like Chrome, they work pretty good. So you might have issues at times. Just make sure you have the newest version of the browser. But Chrome works good. Also, Firefox works good as well. So if you're having issues with Chrome on your Windows machine or Mac, Macs generally are okay in Chrome, but some Windows machines are having issues with Chrome on Eagle. I would recommend using Firefox only for RBC Eagle. But this just goes through and you can tap through here and do the reading for the slides for the chapter. And then go into quiz 1. Click the take the quiz button to take that. And again, it's untimed and open book. And then the assignment for week 2. You'll complete the case project found on pages 76, 77. The program is created from scratch and there's no solution file to start with. The reason I mention that is there are some program assignments which does have a file for you to start with. That's where the data files come in. The data files are needed for some assignments to start with. Also, you'll notice here extra credit. On most weeks, I do give option for extra credit. So you can do what's asked of you in the text or something I give you to do as an assignment by adding something more creative like different color, formatting, pictures, readability. The only catch is make sure if you add something extra to get that 20 points extra credit, add a message as you're submitting the program assignment that you've done something and mention what that something is for me to find it. Lastly, I'll click on the program solutions. Program solutions, again, just takes you to that solutions page to where you can see all of the solutions starting in week 2 all the way to the end of the semester. And so this is going to give you the source code, the source program, finished program of your programming assignment that you have to do. I'll click on this again. Go the other way. Click on, see if it's faster. It's supposed to take to this page here. So there's a week 2 Castle solution, week 3, so on and so forth. And so that is the intro to CIS180, intro to Visual Basic Programming. Hope you have a great semester, and if you have any questions, definitely email me or try the live chat. And let's have a great semester.